Sunday morning. What's going on in New York? Well, with us today is the first assistant U.S. attorney in the Northern District of New York, John Sarcone, a good friend. And he has a few revelations to tell all the people of the state of New York. John Sarcone, you're considered the first assistant U.S. attorney of the Northern District, because I guess the way I heard the story, and please correct me, so I'm saying it, is that the two U.S. senators, and I guess that's a customary fact in the U.S. Senate, did not put a blue slip in other words, allow you to sit before the entire Senate to become the full U.S. attorney?
Yes, that's correct, John. Thank you very much also for the opportunity. It's a pleasure to share important work that my office is doing with your audience. I'm one of your avid listeners also at the Cats Roundtable and all your other shows. But yeah, it's a complicated situation. There are 13 people who are appointed by President Trump that are in the position that I am. So when I was first appointed, and same thing with Jay Clayton when he was appointed too, he couldn't get the blue slips, but the judges voted to keep him there, which is a really, that's on appeal. You know, there's a case that's on appeal right now, and eventually it'll get to the U.S. Supreme Court as to the final answer. But in the meantime, I'm here running the office, and this is my third title since I was appointed by President Trump and took the oath of office on March 17th of 2025.
Now, I want our listeners to understand it. Because of the fact that the Republicans have the 51 or 52 seats in the U.S. Senate, you would get confirmed if they gave you the blue slips. So this is a technicality that if the hometown senators don't give you the blue slip, then you can't sit be in front of the entire Senate.
That's correct, John. And
I don't think anybody really understood it until we said it the way it is.
Correct. That's exactly what's going on. But let me tell you about.
Now, is this by law or by tradition?
It's a rule of the Senate Judiciary Committee. It's their rule. And until they change that rule, and President Trump has called for that to be changed, we're going to be stuck in limbo, and so are other nominees. You see, are great.
Now, let me ask one more question. If there was one Republican senator in the state, then that one Republican senator could give you the blue slip?
That wouldn't count. The rule is that both senators in the state have to give the blue slip.
Understood. Okay, go ahead. What else? I mean, this is big revelations. The normal person that lives in New York doesn't know that, or any other state doesn't know that. The normal person.
Right. Exactly. And it hasn't slowed me down, though, John. And you know, we've met him many times and have had engaging conversations. You know, the Northern District of New York is the largest district in the state of New York. It spans 32 counties, more than 30,000 square miles, and home to 3.4 million New Yorkers. Okay, we're talking from Ulster County up to the Canadian border, over to St. Lawrence County, and down to Broome County through Onondaga. It's huge. So I have to say that when I got here, there was a lot of hostility from the media, right? I mean, we've had the Times Union, which is owned by Hearst Media, which you know who owns Hearst Media, George Soros. And then you had other media outlets up here that completely bombarded me with this narrative that I am somehow a stooge, I'm a Trump loyalist, and that I'm unqualified to be in this position, that I lacked prosecutorial experience. So while they had this campaign going on to marginalize and to tarnish me, the judges had to make a decision whether or not they were going to vote for me, which is what the law, which is being challenged in court, says. Well, the judges didn't vote for me, and I accept that. But the point is, they thought they were going to get rid of me, and guess what? They didn't, because the Justice Department wants me here, and I am here serving at the pleasure of the Attorney General or the acting Attorney General at this time. And I have to say, that narrative of lack of prosecutorial experience fell on its face when my friend last month and mentor and former law professor Jay Carlisle published an op-ed addressing my background, professional experience, and my capabilities. And I have to say, a great gratitude to him and gratitude to the New York Law Journal for publishing it. But guess what? Hearst Media, George Soros's outlet, they refused to publish it. And so did another big outlet. They refused to publish it. They don't want the public to know.
First Assistant U.S. Attorney John Sarcone. So it became, they've created all politics in this situation.
That's exactly right. They embedded themselves. They do everything they could to marginalize me. And this is going on, as you could see, right before our eyes with our great acting Attorney General, Todd Blanche. I mean, he's being grilled by one side of the aisle, but it's ridiculous. He's done an amazing job. I don't think we've had an Attorney General in the recent memory that's done as much as he has done in 100 days.
Wow. Well, is there anything else you want to tell the people? But me and you have to keep pushing this, because the American people should know the truth.
Amen to that, John. I just wanted to say quickly that, in my first year leading the Northern District of New York, we achieved such great success, okay? So based on the statistics from the Executive Office for the United States Attorney, my office filed 21% more cases per assistant U.S. attorney than both the national average and the average large district, while also filing 170% more cases per assistant U.S. attorney than the average district within the Second Circuit, which encompasses 6 districts across New York and Connecticut and Vermont. So I am doing the job here that the President wants me to do, that the Attorney General wants me to do, and doing it in record fashion. And as a result of that, John, we have made hundreds of arrests of violent criminals and taken them off the streets, seized thousands of fentanyl pills, 2,100 kilos of methamphetamine, cocaine, and it's astronomical. And all the we've had the biggest seizure of illegal guns in the history of the Northern District just last summer here in the capital region of New York. And John, why am I doing this? Because you know as well as I do, New York has a failed system when it comes to crime and fighting crime, with the senseless cashless bail, which doesn't work. It doesn't work, especially in these small little communities. So I'm doing my part to help out, and I could say that I've got great partners with the New York State Police and with sheriff's offices throughout my 32 counties and local law enforcement and district attorneys.
Well, let's continue this conversation again, because people have to know the truth, and you're telling them the truth. And thank you so much, and we'll talk again real soon.
Thank you, John. Thank you very much. Take care.